So you've done a first draft of something. Now what? Every writer will find what works for them. The strategy I use, I found through trial and error, so you've got to try a few different ways of dealing with the next stage of the process. You'll find what works for you, but it might take some time. So I would recommend that you try this. What I always do, doesn't matter what I'm working on, after I've done a first draft, I put that shit away. I don't look at it. I bury it, is what I call it. I tell people, oh, I've buried that story. I've buried that script. I bury it. The metaphor I like to use is a traditional method of making kimchi. Back in the day, and I think some people still do this in Korea, although there's other methods now. You put the cabbage and the peppers and everything in the clay pot, and you bury it. When you bring it back out of the ground again, you got kimchi. I use that metaphor because it's this mysterious thing that happens after I've buried a story. It doesn't leave me. It kind of stays in the back of my mind somewhere. And the part of me, maybe my unconscious self, is still kind of turning it over. I'm not even aware of it, but it's buried and it's fermenting and getting really nice and juicy so that when I feel ready to come back to it, and this takes maybe at least a month. Sometimes it takes several, sometimes up to 6 months for me to really feel ready to come back to a draft that I have buried. So then when I unearth it, I read it through and suddenly I can see it in a different light. It's not that same first draft that I'd put down on paper. I can see, oh, there's all these layers I want to add, and this needs to come in. Oh, and what if my character did this instead? And all of these insights are coming quite easily because I gave myself the time to breathe. I gave the story time to breathe. And then when we came back together, magic happens. The one thing you want to avoid doing, I would say, is diving into a next draft immediately after finishing the first. I appreciate that sometimes that's not possible. It's not possible to wait. You might have a deadline. Okay, fine. But if you don't, give yourself the time. Give yourself the time because you need the distance. You need to be able to come back to the story with objective eyes, and you need to let it mature and ferment a little bit, get really juicy and tasty, and then you can truly see its potential.